That's like, is it him, Jug, and I don't know,
Yeah,
PA or something, AM?
Lifestealer, Juggernaut, Anti-Mage. Yeah, I think these are the three. They are the like foundation of the heroes that you learn about the carry role. When you start to dip your feet into carry, you
Right,
have to learn the role, and those are the heroes you go to first.
right. Your Sifu is like, make sure that you do your 10 Manta dodges a day on AM.
No, it makes me look at the map. See, you cross the line. You're not supposed to cross the line. This wave you can't take. Okay, you can only take this wave if you are anti-mage because you are fast. The rest of the heroes, no. And never kill the car. That catapult, that car there, right there, is all a bait.
You
Unless
want to
you're
know why,
Mirana,
Winter?
you can arrow it.
You know why, Winter?
Yeah, I can't wait for your brilliant answer,
No.
Richie. Tell me.
Bad karma.
I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, that was not scripted at all.
Natsumi running in 1 versus 2 down bottom will defend his own jungle, but the wraparound that's far more interesting is up here top lane. Unfortunately for Talon, no one from Nigma Galaxy is going to get baited over there. Although if they're patient, they maybe... No, they won't catch Ghost.
Wait, they stole a rune.
They did. Talon. Thieves.
Talon. So now, I mean, it's a small little thing. It's not like, oh, you're going to lose the lane because of it. But every bit helps, you know. We always like to say. Every little bit helps. And anything interesting going on, seems like everyone is just going to be moving back to the lane. No lane blocking shenanigans except for the body blocking up top or Talon. Slowing down the wave so the wave meets nearer to the side of their tower. Take the range creep. That is always the first thing you talk about when you go to the lane. Range creep.
Oh,
range creep.
Gotta secure
I got it.
It's important. Can really make or break your
spell.
entire series here, it feels. And for Talon Esports, of course, Winter, they're looking for a solid win here as Nigma Galaxy riding high their 2-0 victory over Shopify Rebellion. Well, Talon got pretty close in game 2, but Liquid, I think, had a lid on that game and defeated them 2-0. Of course, only BO2s in our group stage here. And top 4 of 6 move on to our playoff stage.
Yeah, our mid lane is going to be the interesting lane as Nature's Prophet against Monkey King. I already mentioned the dynamic between these two heroes, being able to go to places quickly. One with the Siemens Stride, the other with the TP, teleportation. So it's going to be a good thing to keep a close eye on these two heroes, you know.
Yeah, but they really nerfed the Simeon Stride, didn't they, right? Now you have to get a 5th level in it and everything like that. Like, it's no longer as, you know, instant as it
Yeah, you
used
don't
to
get
be.
it right away. Yeah, I actually almost forget that.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see why he still thinks it's the better one. Maybe he wants to play more around the vision to get let the Ursa get the jump later. They've got the Stampede.
He wants to jump on the Sprout. You know, that is the classic thing.
Definitely. I hope we see that as Omar drags a creep away to Oblivion, to avoid the lane. I guess this is just what you do, right? In a tough lane like this, Noob has started stacking his side camps as Ghost and WS, doing a little bit of brawling here.
This is an impossible lane. A tough lane is not even fair, you know. This is an impossible lane. Ursa, Jakiro. Yeah, you're tiny and sanking and laning into Ursa, Jakiro. This is what happens, you know. You don't lane. It's like all the way back to the tier 2 tower. I mean, sometimes you wonder, where is actually the lane, you know, in Dota? And sometimes you just don't know where it will end up, you know. It could be in the middle of your tier 1 and tier 2. It could be in front of the tier 2. It could be in front of your base, you know. It could be anywhere. As long as you drag it there, it'll be there.
Look at where Cuckoo has to contest this farm, man. It'll end up being super fun for him. Natsumi's running in. Blood grenade thrown. Omar slowed to a crawl. A Noob does not have any mana. Can't do anything about it. Just has to sit inside of his sandstorm.
Very nice rotation by Natsumi.
First blood spill there. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I like it that Natsumi just walked all the way. He like ignored his lane creeps and like, I just need to save Cuckoo, you know. It's Cuckoo. If I don't save him here, he'll be asking for Venomancer next game because he doesn't want to play the lane with me.
Yep, that's right. He'll want
so
to jungle.
That's the
I can't let all the Facebook fans think it's his fault. We must defend him. Good save, though. Good save.
Yeah, I like to hype up all the carry moves, you know, because I know a lot of carry players They don't understand, you know. They think we are memeing as support players when we say we need help, you know. Sometimes they're just that little one stretch of a hand to save us from that cliff, you know. Just changes our day.
Changes the game.
Yeah,
Upsets
changes
the
the
lane.
game.
I agree with you completely. It's good to encourage that kind of behavior here. For Nigma Galaxy, though, of course, it will make that bottom lane even more impossible than it has already. But again, the crypt skipping and shenanigans are at least keeping them somewhat even in this. As Omar, he will do the next best thing and steal a water rune from top. Sumail denies the other water rune, so Makoto, who doesn't have a bottle anyway, won't be able to refill it.
I mean, he's still level 1 on Tiny, you know. Like, what is he meant to do? I feel like he wants to get level 2 and maybe gank top. I think with toss, he can maybe gank top.
I think Natsumi just runs at him again, by the way. Omar, he has TP in 2 seconds.
TP? Where? TV top, TV top, TV top.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Oh no,
Okay.
I mean, still a level 1 Tiny
Oh, no.
then. Not much he
No
could
time.
do there. And Ursa's got the full phase boots now online, so just a free farm for Natsumi, heroes and creeps both.
Yeah, time to go for the phase boot win lace build on the Ursa. He's been doing so much running around. Need to get that sports shoes ready. That running shoes.
Okay, Omar
Yep,
will
here comes
TP top
Omar,
now.
TPing top, but he's still level 1.
Yeah, he only has Avalanche. We'll see what they can do as WS does not connect on the hoof stomp thanks to the Rage. Stun will connect, but the cookie's even better out from Jokum.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do, you know? No boots, level 1. He's level 2 now. It's such a sad game, you know, to start for the Tiny. Like watching a Tiny walk around like this.
Makoto,
No boots.
Makoto mid. Gets the Wukong, the Jingo Mastery, and he just dives the tower. I mean, my goodness, simply TP's away. Nothing
TP.
GH can do. That's Monkey King gaming.
That is Mikoto gaming, not Monkey King gaming. He's calm, he's cool. He TPs in front of the enemy after killing him. Really reminds me of someone else, you know.
Sumail had no idea. He just gets walked down. He really just gets walked down. I know we didn't show the full kill down bottom noob. Oh, yikes, he's going to go down again here. I mean, just no support in this lane for him. Omar trying his best up top, at least has a level 2 now, but this is...
Yeah, the lane
Talon
is breaking down in a worrying way for Nigma Galaxy here. I mean, I think they have very, very good team fight when it comes to the mid game. But you have to get there, right? If your early game is going as what we are seeing right now, you might not have a mid game to go to.
Okay, here are the TPs. Natsumi, he's going to try and get on top of GH, but he's got an Icarus dive, so this will not be such an easy catch. So they have swapped the lanes here a little bit, allowing Omar to receive some experience up top. Careful. Makoto is coming to gank this lane. He sees GH. GH all of a sudden is getting beaten down by a tree.
They don't want to lose the shrine.
That's Wisdom Shrine time. Stun there, out from Makoto. Careful with the toss. Underneath the tier 2 tower. That's not bad at all. And in fact, good enough to get the kill. Very nicely done.
The shrine.
Sumail, he's TP'd on in. It is shrine time. They will interrupt the Wisdom Shrine attempt in time as Cuckoo, he's going to die likely to Sumail. Trying to go to the neutral camp here and does not. He's going to die to Sumail. In the meantime, they do end up losing Noob again in the triangle, so that's going to be Natsumi's fourth kill this game on this Ursa Warrior. Starting to get a little out of control.
A little? Might have to rephrase that, right? He's 4k net worth at 7 minutes. He is already out of control, Richie.
He's going to TP top lane. They're going to try for Ghost, who avoids the stuns out from WS. Nice reaction time there.
Yep,
so casual while doing it.
One of the strongest heroes that's sitting in the lane, forcing your enemies to bring their whole team, you know, to kick you out.
The whole village.
Yeah, the whole village. The whole village. That's how you know you've been in Malaysia for far too long.
The whole kampong's coming out, bro. Fight back against the Mat Rempet. And their loud bikes.
You're going a little too far, you know. Mat Rempets, you know.
They've gone too far, bro. In any case, like you say, it's two safe laners that will be very difficult to boot out from the lane. I'm eager to see if the mids are going to end up rotating through, if the supports will rotate mid and make it a little bit more about the power runes now. We've had 2 power runes already, Invis and a Haste. Sumail picking up one of those. Still
Yeah,
some.
they're moving top. The action is going to be here. Everyone's heading over for a party.
No. See what they can find. WS, the open wounds, kind of getting on top of him is Makoto. He's going to actually find a stun
good
from
stun.
the trees. GH with the hotspot, trying to pick off these kills. Does find one as Jokum and WS both fall. Omar, he's going to end up dying to the hands of Makoto as Natsumi will TP in, but doesn't really change much.
Yeah, Sumel says you can TP out, I can TP out too in front of your faces there. Before the tiny dice gets that very nice toss, crash landing, gets 2 kills there. It looked like WS was almost gonna be able to survive there with that clutch 2-man stun, and he was almost gonna be walking out with the Wukong's command covering him, but just able to snipe that kill, you know. Very, very crucial toss there by Omar. And that gave Noob a lot of time to recover. He
Seriously.
is level 7.5 now, face boots. I mean, not the best in terms of network, but he's on par with the Centaur now.
Yeah, pushed very nicely in that bottom lane as well, up to level 7, like you're saying. And he's equal with the Centaur, who does have a full Vanguard. What's the Sanking's first item here? It's just going to be the Blink. So we can expect Noob to get a little bit more active here early on, as they will try and hunt him down.
He's a very selfless player, you know. He doesn't really care about his own game, you know, as much as the team. He wants to play for the team. Even though he has a very bad lane, he's still trying to rush a dagger. I mean, he has a null, which will help him solve the mana problems somewhat. But as long as he's able to use the dagger to move with the mages proper.
Careful down bottom, Natsumi. Have a toss combo, but Natsumi has level 6, the Enrage, and now the Stampede. To make sure that he is A-okay. Ghost coming through the Twin Gate as they will now look to make the best advantage here out of booting the Ursa from lane. Wagon is incoming. This might just be a tier 1 tower going down.
Yeah, but at the same time, they have to use so many heroes, right? So look at the map. Talon, they're taking full advantage. They're pushing top. They're pushing in mid. They're smoking now.
Yeah,
They're
gonna
looking
try to
for
find
some big kills here. Yeah, trying to look for Sumail. The king.
Oh,
they want the king.
Could have smoke ganks the Croakers, poor guys. But that's that tower going down bottom. Ghost was left all by himself to get it done, as Nigma will send the other heroes back through the gate to try and defend this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, Sand King, very annoying. Have to commit very, very deep if you are trying to kill a hero like Sand King. One of the best tower defenders in early.
Oh, he's that anchor you're talking about, right? You can kind of see how Nigma pivot and play around him. And
some teams would prefer to pick something that's good for the lane, but some teams would just prefer to pick something that's good for the game, you know. You see like 2 different contrasts. Some teams would prefer different things. And it depends on who you have, you know. Some players just play much better when they have a good matchup. Some players, they don't really mind. So it really depends on what ingredients you have and what can you make, you know, what type of a dish can you make as the coach or the captain.
Yeah. I mean, Sand King is definitely one of the better bounce back heroes from the lane because he just farm stacks so well and his kit is amazing at, flash farming like this. I usually feel like if you want to try and counter this hero, you can't really just focus so much on the lane. You have to like kind of scout his stacks, make them a little bit more difficult, kind of grief his lane to the point that other heroes need to rotate to help them and then open that up. I think the problem for Talon here was this top lane is just too easy for Ghost, honestly. You know, WS was put too far behind. They couldn't apply really any pressure there. My goodness, those treants are certainly something to behold, aren't they?
It got nerfed like what, 2, 3 times already, and it's still
Yeah, they're still just, I mean, my goodness. It's so much damage.
yeah.
It doesn't seem real.
Like, who is actually the hero? The tree or the nature's form?
What does a hero truly need?
Just a greater treant.
Yeah. It's all they ever needed.
And Lifestealer needs time to farm his Radiance now. Halfway to the Radiance. Actually, not halfway, 1/3 to the Radiance.
Yeah. Armlet fully online, though.
Yeah, he wants to farm. He's not greedy rushing the Radiance. He knows that he needs to participate in some fights to elevate the pressure caused by the Monkey King. I think whenever you play carry, you have to look at what mid hero is on the enemy team and decide whether you can get away with like rushing a Radiance or not, you know. I mean, those are the decisions that you have to make very, very carefully because it could decide a lot about what your team can do in the next couple of minutes.
Do you think Radiant's... Oh, hold on. I think we're going to gear for a fight here. Blink Dagger at the ready from the Sand King. There's that hotspot from GH. Plenty of damage with the Cookie.
Run away.
Buys WS enough time to get the Stampede off. So
The power of the Centaur, but they're going to chase. The Dagger is online. Sand King is ready to hunt.
Ghost ready to pop on out as they do find themselves a Snapfire. Should be an easy snack there for Ghost. What more can they find?
It's the biggest egg.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing Talon can do here, I presume.
Down goes.
To run away and give it up.
On the other side, Sumail is going to be quick to claim their own Wisdom Shrine. So Talon outmaneuvered here for the second Wisdom Shrine of the game.
Yeah, very impressed by how Nigma came back from the Sand King being so far behind. You know? Now they are kind of in a very comfortable position on the map. 2k lead, some small lead. Ursa is the one that's really rich right now on talent, but he is still gonna need to farm his BKB, right? He has Dagger and Battle Fury now, but he's still quite vulnerable to all the stuns, the magic damage. You look at what Nigma has. The Phoenix, the Sand King, the Tiny. Even the MP does a lot of magic damage, you know. And when the Radiance comes out, I mean, the Ursa is not joining the fight until you have BKB. No way. And Dagger is going to help accelerate his farm and maybe potentially get a couple of kills. Ideally, you get a key kill into Roche, you know. That's what Talon hopes to get here. They're smoking in. Double daggers on Sand King and Centaur. Sorry. Centaur and Ursa on Team Talon.
Stun from the trees to set things up here for Makoto. They do find the initial stun. Out with the Wukong counter initiation though. Omar with the avalanche buys Ghost enough time to try and escape here. GH letting loose. Oh, on the Sunray, still has Supernova ready to play.
Here comes the kiss.
Only WS dead so far in this engagement, as the kisses raining down will do nothing to kill Ghost, who's safe inside of Noob. Now the fight continues. Nigma Galaxy responding perfectly. A nice ice path there is not going to save Cuckoo. However, the toss already sends Ghost on top of Cuckoo, and 4 dead just like that. GH the only one to drop.
Pretty sure he was alive because of the talisman, like that evasion, that 20% evasion. Like they probably couldn't kill him because of that. Yeah, it was very close. And he came in, Noob trying to be the sacrificial lamb. Oh, come in, infest me, brother. Don't die, don't run, come to me. The Scorpion is here to save your day.
The King Scorpion. He did such a great job there. Talon, they've got to be a little bit frustrated there. That was their Blink Dagger reveals, and they just barely come out not ahead.
Yeah, by the way, just look at how fat the Phoenix is right now.
Oh. Well, he might be dead.
Yeah, okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay. I take the blame. It was me.
Yeah, you should. You should for that one. I mean, that was just instant.
Look at how fat that Phoenix is, and then instantly turned into mincemeat.
Careful here, Noob. He's gonna get scouted. Into the pit he goes, but Talon, they had read this one. All of a sudden, Omar caught walking down the stairs. Oh my goodness, Cuckoo! He's also caught him inside the ice path. Another stun here is not gonna be good enough to save Noob, as Ghost in full retreat. This Primal Spring Tree Dance, though, trying to find him, but Ghost is too far gone here already.
Yeah, that was a bit of a misplay there by Sand King there. I mean, he saw the Jakiro, but he decides not to. I think ignoring him was probably okay. But then when he ran in...
He has a stun. Sumail can't just TP away, unfortunately. He has a full Mjolnir. Stun's going to come through now. Makoto, yeah, he's got a kill just as easy as it was in the laning stage.
That is what I call the Monkey King against Nature's Prophet dynamic. The one-on-one on the bot lane.
The most fascinating, the most high-skill one-on-one. Makoto right-clicks him.
To death. Some 19th century or 1800s duel, right? To the death. No one runs.
No one runs. No, not one step back. And unfortunately, Winter, I have to say, after a beautiful transition out of the laning stage, Nigma Galaxy kind of outplaying themselves in the last few minutes, have kind of getting Talon a foothold back in this game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would say that Talon made a couple of really good decisions to go for Roche there after the pick off onto the Phoenix. There's a good smoke, and then yeah, I mean they got lucky. Sand King decides to try to make a big play there, but fails.
Cool.
But now Talon
Throws a
definitely in
stun
a much better
out.
spot. Ice
Yeah,
Bow.
Natsumi's coming. Kiss is raining down as Natsumi finds the kill first onto that
Oh,
lovely
fire
fat
everywhere.
Phoenix.
He's burning everywhere. And then
Oh,
Phoenix
no.
dies as well. Very nice. Talent definitely managing to equalize the game so far. Recovering that, 6-7k goal lead in the last 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Yeah, just like that. Just like that. You could barely even tell we were what? It was 8K almost. 8K at its peak.
Yeah.
Right before
Now
Nigma kind of...
Lifestealer has a Radiance. He is looking for his Uber ride. Who is going to be the ride? The cool one will be Nature's Prophet, yeah, TPing in the middle. Or would you prefer the drive-by, the Phoenix?
Phoenix is pretty nice. You have the
Or
classic, the
Dynadash,
tiny, you know?
tossing you in.
Yeah, or you have like express delivery of Sand King, right, with the Burrow Strike Stone. I'm not sure.
No,
I'm
you
not
know
sure
what?
which one we want.
Infest into the Sand King. The Tiny tosses the Sand King in. The
Oh,
Sand King Burrow strikes the whole team, and then you come out of the Sand King.
okay. Okay, I like that. I think you're cooking. How about this? Sumail smokes. You jump inside of Sumail. Sumail TPs into the enemy fountain, and you wait for one of the supports to respawn and kill them in the fountain.
I will give that a pass. I'm sorry.
Coward. Is it because of ideals like this you want disable, re-enable help on me when we play Dota
Hang
together?
on a
Dude,
minute, Richie. There's a fight.
A one-man stun there on a Cuckoo. Certainly a great way to start this off for Nigma Galaxy. They've already taken down Cuckoo. They're trying to get through this first life, through the BKB, through the Enrage. They set up the Supernova right on top. Sumail ready to lay down the control as Makoto pops
Phoenix
down through the
stuns
trees.
him.
Another great stun on Natsumi. Natsumi trying to fight through this one. Ghost, though, he has the numbers. He's got the damage, and he's going to force Makoto to run away. Was fighting through that Macropire, still alive as Sumail jumping forward, TPing. Trying to find a bit more, but it's going to be just a 3-for-1 with only the Tiny dying. The team fight execution is there.
That was really nice, the initial play there. Jumping on the Ursa. I mean, they got all their spells off very nicely, and then it was a brilliant egg in the middle of everything by GH. Just totally winning the fight. There's not much what Talon can do to try to save the Ursa there with the egg placed in the middle. I mean, they bought back on the Jakiro, but it was just like to no avail already, right? And he was already in a very bad position in the middle of the Wukong. There's an egg. You know, you just die. You know, there's not much you can do here. Well played, Nigma.
Stuns are just tough there. And Nigma Galaxy back up to a 4K lead. They kill the Ursa. They take away these Aegis. They are back and farming their next bout of items. Sumail is coming online swimmingly, not to mention. I mean, he has had basically an uninterrupted game, minus, you know, the 2 deaths that he had.
Yeah, that was rather sad for the Ursa. You know, he just got his BKB, he came to the fight. This is what I was waiting for. You know, BKB killing the egg, destroying the Lifestealer, and then he just dies. You know, got control.
Yeah.
In the middle of the team fight, there's an egg, just dies. You know.
Sometimes it's just, you know, you need more than a stampede to get out. It's some of these fights, you know, once you're in, you're in. Nigma Galaxy, you know, layering the stuns and the lockdown to make sure that they can successfully find pickoffs. Here again, Makoto will show mid. Omar wastes no time jumping in. Noob with the follow-up stun. There's that hotspot out from GH, and Noob melts Makoto.
Yeah, this is the time for you to all chat, where is your BKB? You know, the classic one in pubs. Every time you're trying some aggressive build and then you die. You know, the worst thing is not even your teammates, your opponents having to use, your teammates asking you the question, where is your BKB?
Yeah, or they shift ping, I think someone should purchase BKB. Yeah, that one's tough. That one's tough.
Yeah, it is definitely tough, you know. I mean, the monkey, he's queuing a Manta, but he's definitely going to need a BKB at some point. Not at some point, as soon as possible.
Oh, Sumail TP'd right on top of him. No way. WS just read like a book.
The team play, the anticipation, everything on point here for Nigma. Still, it's just a 4K lead. not as bad as what 10, 15 minutes ago when it was 17k.
Yeah,
Another
okay,
fight?
hold on, Winter. Snapfire in trouble. Jokumi's already
Glimmer?
used the cookie. No chance for the Glimmer
Oops.
there, even. I guess maybe it just got assembled when he died in the fountain, probably.
No, he had it when he was in
Hmm.
the air flying from Tiny Airlines.
I see.
I
Yeah,
didn't
you know,
realize
they make you
Tiny
put away your
Airlines-
phones on tiny airlines. You can't even, like, you know, you can't even have a laptop out during the flight.
Yeah, because
They're
you're
really
on airplane
strict.
mode, right? So all your items
Yeah.
don't work because they all work on Wi-Fi.
That's right. Yeah, otherwise they would interfere with the radio waves of the plane. And they're super strict. You know what happens if you disobey the rules on tiny airlines?
And Air Marshal removes you from the plane.
No, you get rocked.
That was nowhere as good as the one before.
With the karma.
Yeah, that count.
Well, they can't all be hitters. They can't all be hitters, you know. Stop playing Makoto. He's scared,
Well,
man. He
maybe
doesn't
you
see
should
anyone.
have better work ethic. You know, work harder to come up with
Wow.
more hitters.
Okay. Colon D, man. It's brutal.
Have you
Makoto's
ever
scared.
seen
He doesn't.
Sunspan? You know, he has a book. He has all the words.
All the
all
words.
the- you know,
Sunset has a
remember when he was,
dictionary.
like-
You're saying?
Yeah, he
Does it
has,
say
like, a book.
Merriam-Webster on the front of it?
Or the 100 ways you can say BBT.
Very true. Careful here. Talon, they are eager. They're itching for a fight. I don't know if they can really take it to Nigma at the moment, though, especially the way they're set up in the triangle. GH perfectly hidden, tucked
Can
in
they
these
kill the
trees.
egg, Rishi?
Supernova ready. Stun does
Good
not
reactions.
find Ghost.
Nope. He's going in? Oh no. He's just placing a veil to distract the enemy.
They see
Come
Noob.
into my storm.
Sentry's ready to go. WS thinking about the blink in. There's the stun. They actually do find Noob trying to blow him up. Stampede
he's it.
allows Natsubi, well, thinking about at least going forward with GH, burning him down with that Sun Ray.
That is not a bait. That is just a bait scorpion right there.
Didn't expect the sentry there. Ends up catching him
He-
out. Won't stop Ghost from taking the tower, though.
He just didn't react with the Eul's. I think he was spamming it or something. Trying to dodge. Like got stunned.
Makoto, though. He's going to keep
he's
hunting.
being hunted.
I think
He
they've
is
seen
being
Sumail
hunted.
there. They
Yeah,
must
there's a
have.
what? And now there is a Monkey King disguising himself as a tree. Running around.
Careful here, though. Careful.
Oh,
They're
no.
doing the jump in.
They found the
Ghost
disguised
infested
Monkey
all
King.
along. Does get off that ulti. Makoto doesn't have anything to lifesteal off of. The Glimmer Cape's getting him away to safety. The Cookie, another jump away, and they have managed to at least allow Makoto to live. Jokum dying in his place.
Mikoto.
Oh,
he
no,
dies.
Sumail.
Sumail got him.
Unbelievable. Did he get him with Curse of the Old Growth? He got him with Curse of the Old Growth.
The king.
Oh no, it's falling apart now. WS, he's gonna get caught. They've got vision thanks to the Curse of the Old Growth. GH burns him down with that hot spot. 9k the net worth lead. I think they should go up high ground. They should go up high ground here.
There's nothing Talon can do right now with just 2 medlers remaining. No BKB ready. Okay, BKB is going to be ready now for Ursa. But it seems like he needs his team. So
But
they are going
where's
to
the team
forfeit.
fight gonna come from?
Centaur stun into Mortimer's Kiss.
I
But
guess
you need,
so.
you need the monkey with BKB to frontline. They don't have anyone to frontline. I feel like that is the issue here. They're counting on the Ursa to just go in and but when Ursa goes in, he needs to fully commit to the fight. It's not like he's poking in and out, you know. That's why I felt like somebody else needs to do it.
Here's a replay of the attempted escape by Makoto. Good teamwork there, trying to get him out to safety.
Yeah, they were trying to send him out of the team fight.
Just ticks down
But-
to Curse of the Old
Yeah,
Growth.
he just got ticked down. Actually, I thought MP got him with some right click.
Yeah, me too. But it was just the curse.
Yeah, well played, Nigma. You know, just once again outmaneuvering Talon when it comes to the team fights. You know, they need to get their initiation. The Centaur needs to land on someone and they blow them up with the Jakiro plus the Mortimer's Case.
Yeah, they've got the MKB now in line for
Oh, no,
Natsumi. Omar would be a
tiny.
great first catch, but WS can't reach in time. The vision saving the life there.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Another Wisdom Shrine for Nigma.
Yeah,
They
they'll
picked
get
up
it.
all the last couple of Wisdom Shrines.
Yeah, it's been oppressive. It's been an oppressive last few minutes. And now in the triangle, they get a free kill onto Cuckoo, and Ghost gets the +1, the top pow kill there onto Jokum. Omar just setting it up for him. And why not? Straight in a Roche. Second Roche up for the taking. How does Talon even contest you now?
You buy back on 2 supports, I guess. That's the only way. But they don't have the outpost to TP too.
Omar. Okay, he's going to get jumped. Gets the stun off, actually.
Oh, no
Don't
mana
think
for
he
first
makes
off?
it out.
150 mana.
Careful, no. Noob, jump on in. Makoto through the stun, waiting on the Wukong's command. But Natsumi needs help. BKB, and now enraged. Natsumi's just running, though, as WS has been killed off by Sumail. Ghost eats Natsumi alive. Makoto trying to hide up on the high ground in the Wukong's command. That will save him for a second here as he gets the Boundless Strike away before he turns to try and fight Noob. Doesn't stand a chance, though. Ghost gets his second kill of the fight. He's up to 450 bonus HP, 7-0 and 10 right now on this life stealer, and just straight back into the Roche pit.
Yeah, Nigma is definitely in cruise control, here in this game, I guess nothing much Talon can do, they don't have enough damage. They can't out-team fight the Phoenix plus Sand Epicenter, 8 combo. There's this life stealer that's unkillable in the front line, so Ursa can't stand and fight him off. There's just very little options here when it comes down to the team fight. The only way I see this happening is Centaur goes on someone, and then they drop all their spells and they blow that one hero up, and maybe they can
Glimmer,
take the
Force
fight.
Staff. It's maybe not even good enough to save Cuckoo. Ghost, he's just too fast on the draw, the rage. They can't save him. Cuckoo's dead for 40 seconds. They need everyone here. Nigma are just taking him down one by one by one.
Yeah, don't forget the Grandmaster tier life stealer here.
He's fast on the draw. Ghost is a bit too quick on those reflexes, man.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, is a Crimson Guard finished? I mean, the guard buff is going to do well for WS. He's got Pipe and Crimson, but his team just can't really get on top of anyone to do the damage. See now as Makoto lands an initial stun. There's the follow-up, but Natsumi dares not jump in on that engagement as Ghost consumes his second and final set of barracks in this push. That's going to be the Megas guaranteed for Nigma just over 30 minutes into the game. Very solid game from Nigma, honestly. The recovery from Noob is absolutely something to be commended.
Yeah, the recovery from Noob, the ganking from Nature's Prophet, from Sumail, moving around the map, and Ghost. This life stealer, this Brock,
Omar,
they tried to
jump
move him
on
around.
in. Oh,
He just stands
Natsumi
his
gets
ground.
abyssaled. They're going to look instead for the easier kills, but Natsumi just unleashes on Omar. Ghost free to just do as much damage as he can on the WS. Finally, the Stampede comes out to try and reset this fight. Cuckoo finds himself in front of the Tier 4 towers where he's quickly dismantled here by Nigma Galaxy. So continuing to push now. Cuckoo, another stun as he has bought back. Makoto disguises the tree from the side. There's going to be the jump in. They try and get on top of Sumail. Sumail with the BKB, though, and they Satanic. He's life-stealing too much. Makoto finds a nice two-man stun to the backline. That's good enough for the kill on a Noob. Oh, no, but WS killed. He was trying to TP away, and GH, once again, a pristine egg is going to pop. They cannot do anything to touch this Phoenix time and time again. These ultis have been free for GH as Cuckoo cowering in the fountain. Nigma Galaxy, the Megas pushing in favor for them now, filtering into the bases. Natsumi gets first hits bashed by Ghost. GG is called. Makoto's not even going to buy back. This one is over. Nigma Galaxy take game one over Talon Esports.
Yeah, the deserving winner here. Suffering from the early game, they were not doing so well, but they found a way to play around each other, and the Sand King, with his dagger rush, just did way too much, for Nigma Galaxy. Talon just couldn't really find a response. I didn't really like the Monkey's item build this game. He went for the Echo Saber and into the Manta Soul, which I felt like I was okay with the Echo Saber, but I think he needed to split and create a BKB faster. needs to buy
Yeah.
BKB early to fight with his team. Because the Centaur kind of had some good, decent timing with the dagger still, but he just had no one to play with. You know, the Ursa one wants to fight, farm, but he only fights when he has his BKB, right? But before that,
Sure.
they don't really have anyone to play with the Centaur. So the monkey kind of felt like he wasn't really a factor, despite having a pretty good start, to his lane. He solo killed Sumail and then TP out. After
Of
that,
course, I'm disappointed every time when there's not a whole lot of data anymore. That's just the world we live in today. As we get underway with game number 2 of our series, Nigma Galaxy leading 1-0 now over Talon Esports as Group A just about wraps up their day here at ESL One
someone's gonna
Raleigh. Good
die
afternoon,
soon,
everyone.
Richie. Be ready.
Yep, it's a freight train of action. The boar is the first thing to scout Jokum, though.
Oh
So nice
no!
micro there by Noob. It's that small play buys him a bit of time, but Sumail, he's gearing up. The mid ion shell ready to go here early on. This will be difficult, though. Superior vision now established here by the side of Talon Esports. But Ghost,
Here we go.
he will walk in.
Oh.
He's already leveled the stun. He's been
Wait,
stunned
Oma has
himself.
no
Finds
stun?
2 there on the stun. This is an absolutely huge 5-on-5 fight. Jokum, first blood there. The kill on a Ghost. Sumail strikes back. It's the kill on the Jokum. Jokum gets strikes back on Sumail now. But from beyond the grave with the ion shell. Sumail on a double kill. 2 heroes survive. Makoto, I'm not sure if he's making it back. Oh, gets the shield, gets the berry. He's just fine. What in the
Wait.
world was that?
I mean, if Tiny had stun, they would have just destroyed them. Like, so surprised that they went for that play with Tiny not having stun. He took 3 grab. He probably felt like they weren't going to fight, and then there must have been some last minute change up. Guys,
I need a replay.
I think the Darkseid is
I've never
saying, I
needed-
want to Iron Shot and go.
It's a 4-man blood grenade, and they just get in there.
I mean, they would have definitely won the fight here cleanly with the Tiny stun.
Still really not that bad.
I mean,
of
the
an engagement,
stun
all
on like
things
3-4
considered.
heroes with the Ice Vortex, they would have dealt so much damage there. Just with
3
one
on
spell.
3. Jokum gets first blood. Sumail comes out with 2 kills.
Shumel's
I mean,
happy.
Sumail's the richest hero in the game. Works out for him, I'd say.
How impactful can a super rich Darkseid be? What's the build? I just want to see the build, because it's gonna be weird if Sumail actually goes aura build. Like, I feel like it's probably no way he goes aura build. It's probably some like Echo Saber, right clicking, some build that we don't really get to see, right? Because we don't have the stats anymore.
I don't think you can do that anymore, because now that he doesn't have the innate, right, where you can no longer be like your
Your stats is
your
always
int is
yeah.
yeah. I forgot what it was called, the name, but
Okay.
I don't know if you can do that
Yeah,
anymore.
but then what's the build? Then what do you actually go for? I'm very curious right now. I think
not
if
sure.
he goes auras, they just fight with the aura timings on the beast and the Sven. That sounds strong, but I don't know if Sumail will do that, because it doesn't really feel like his thing.
Yeah, I honestly, this is really a wild card for me. Did they pick? Oh, he's gonna just start cutting waves now. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the waves are so weak early on. Oh my goodness, look at him. He just destroys the waves. Okay.
Now this has become the boring lane. We are on the pursuit of finding the fun lane.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
think it
CM
might be
Monkey
top.
King against Beast Tiny. That looks more like a fun/kill lane.
Yeah, they're skipping waves bottom anyway. We're not missing much. This looks like a little bit more fun indeed. With this glacial guard facet, right? I think you're a pretty big fan of this one, aren't you?
Dire's middle tower
I'm okay fan. I prefer the old one. But this is nice too. Extra 100 AoE for your Nova. Allows you to trade because of the physical barrier. I mean, I like that he's actually just going for the aura instead of frostbite. Just play a little bit more of a defensive way. Spam them out. Just trade them slowly but surely whittle them down. Because you're against like a double melee lane. So the Nova with aura gives you a lot more stability in the lane. And now he's level
mean,
3, he sends a clarity, so it's gonna be time for them to look for a fight around the Lotus.
No, they can't engage here. There's still no toss, but
Oh, so
The
they
stuns
Nigma
here.
got both the Lotus. They got the bot Lotus as well.
Ghost, he's been skewered here. down bottom, but he's just fine. He's really just fine. Just a little too tanky down here, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's Wrath
I mean,
of
the
God
wall cry is
facet.
going to be very, very important.
Careful,
in this game.
mid. Sumail, is he being ganked? They fortify here on the dire side. Sumail quickly realizing he's in trouble. Dodges the ice shards, but they will continue chasing him down. Sumail trying to turn, but he is going to die behind the tier 1 tower. It's caught up by the surprise TP of Jokum. Well played.
Good TP, good reaction by Joker, punishing Sumel's greed there. But at the same time, WS getting pushed out of the lane because he lost his bodyguard, which will be returning to the lane shortly. But then again, it's just a very big hero, right? Getting the mid lane. Dark's here there. I mean, this is again, it's not a hero that you can afford to die too many times in a early game like this, you know. He's a very momentum-based hero.
Yeah. I hate it when my mid Dark Seer dies in the lane stage.
I mean, now you
Happens
put it
to
like
us
that.
all, you know? I know, you say it so confidently, like it's, you know, like a mid SF dying, you know? But it's just, you're right. All these, like, off-meta picks, you know, you kind of expect them to have to work out early. Nice avalanche there up top on a 2. Cuckoo being ran down, receives the boundless strike, trying to get him out of harm's way. And Omar just doesn't have the attack speed to collect the kill.
Is under attack.
We're going for the summons build, by the way, here for Noob. Straight into this Helm of the Dom.
Yeah, they're trying to hit a very,
No
very
axes.
specific timing, right, with the auras. The helm with the beast. That's why I'm thinking maybe the Darkseid is thinking about auras. Because I have a feeling that with the auras plus the helm, plus the Sven, maybe dagger somewhere down the line, they can just end the game at a very sharp timing. Like when they hit those items, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. But it's very all in. Because if it doesn't work, then you basically are left without much scaling.
Are scanning.
But then you already pick a mid dark here, right? So I feel like it's really all in.
It's just, look,
I
I
mean-
love it. It's
I mean, it's a mid dark here. It's gonna time out at some point, you know.
I would expect so. I'm not so sure. Look, I'll tell you this, Winter. You walk into the restaurant, Chef Karaoke, he says, Winter, it's so good to see you. For today, I have a special menu, you know? It's gonna be great. You're gonna really
Soup
enjoy
of the
it.
day?
Sven Carey. Delicious. I love it. Top lane, you've got your Tiny and a Beastmaster. Great. I love it. And then finally, the main course, Darkseer mid. Here he is, by the way, folks. He's showing up to fight. Level 1 vacuum looks pretty darn good to me so far, but not too
Snowball.
He's got too much lifesteal. A snowball save as well. They've only actually
Saves
lost
the
the
day.
Beastmasters. Makota Thunder Roll is doing so much work now onto the Tiny. Omar trying to escape, has no way out. All Sumail can do is just kill the courier.
Yep, this is
What
when
the-
we type mid dark here GG, you know, in our pub games. Oh boy. It's tough. This is rough. I mean, he's rushing a mech. He's queuing a mech. Okay, so he's indeed going for auras.
Okay, so, okay. Let him cook. You know, let him cook. It's the dish wasn't cooked yet. We need this AA Ice Blast. He's only level 4. Ghost is gonna farm the entire time behind this.
Mm-hmm.
This very well still could be a Michelin star draft from Curl. Let him cook. Let him cook.
Does the Michelin officers agree? I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. They're very secret, right?
Yeah, you never know
Who
if
would
they're
have
the
thought?
ones coming to the restaurant. But they always
We
do
trust
the same thing.
A tire company. That's a nice toss back, though. Right into the hands of Noob. If only they had the stun ready. The vacuum from Sumail. There he is, here to deliver justice. Kill goes to Noob, but this should be the tower here going down, along with the Helm being delivered. Bot lane, though, Ghost. He's going to pay the price for the kill. Achieved top lane as Cuckoo lands the killing blow there onto the Sven.
Yep, both carries paying the price, dying, training. This is better for Talon, because Talon have a much heavier scaling lineups. Whereas Sven on Nigma Galaxy side, they're trying to hit a very timing specific push or play, you know, with the Darkseer Beastmaster Sven trio. So a trade like this would benefit Talon a lot more. And Ghost really
In the
needs
mechs.
his trio heroes on top to force some rotations, you know. Otherwise he doesn't really feel comfortable farming on the bot lane.
So the
They're trying to
push
make a
is going to
play.
be really good. This Talon lineup seems a bit greedy in comparison, doesn't it?
Yep. But
Oh, They seen him.
Monkey King,
Avatos.
he's
In
out
the
of
wall.
his
He
tree.
gets out the stun. Doesn't change much though. Makoto, he will get off the Rolling Thunder, but again, Noob just hitting level 6
Snowball.
from the kill, finds a nice duration stun. Jokum, very nice place. Ice Shards, actually, no. Omar gets onto the other side. Ice Blast incoming.
He's level
That'll
6.
hit Jokum here. He's rooted by the Hawks, and Omar finds the toss back. That secures the kill there. Makoto,
How is
he
A
was
level 6
controlled
Richie?
throughout the Rolling Thunder. GH has been farming mid for like 2 minutes. The mid Darkseer has been top since basically
Warlock
the
give
minute
him his
6
book.
rune.
He studied the Black Grimoire.
That's right. WS. Some good damage. Actually skewers him into the Ancients. Ghost in some trouble down here. Good heads up play from WS is not going to be enough to collect the kill, however. That was pretty cute.
This man is not having a good time. He is getting pushed around. This is what we say, no bueno, you know, when you click on your carry.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Net worth, he's not really killing it either. Sumail is the richest hero in the game. That's going to be the mechanism complete. Straight into the Guardian Greaves. As Omar continues to buy space and time, they eventually plan toward he gets off another toss. This time, though, there's a snowball, actually only onto the creep wave, but Natsumi is here to close the door. Omar, he says, you have evaded death long enough. Finally, he faces the King's justice.
It is all space, you know, for his team. But they're gonna
Oh
lose a
no,
stack.
they're going to steal this fence stack.
Yeah.
Oh wait, but this Ice Blast? Hold on. Oh, that's only going to catch Jokum, WS,
lucky.
and Natsumi
The
get
ward saved them,
harm's
you know.
way.
They saw the
Yeah.
Ice Blast coming last moment, so they don't die.
Nice juke there.
Okay, now they
Ghost
know.
will only get the scraps from the stack.
Gosh, GH, how much GH will pay to land the Ice Blast on the Magnus there?
That would have been a great kill. Not meant to be here as GH collects his second power rune of the game. Our made Ancient Apparition. Are they gonna like let him scale? He's gonna have a Solar Crest already here, 11 minutes in. I mean, he's level 7 compared to Omar. Omar's not even level 6 yet.
Yeah, he's been doing the heavy lifting, you know, running around. I mean, this is the type of support duo I like a lot. One has a designated role in pushing lanes, the other has a designated role in finding kills, you know. It's very clear. A is pushing lanes, Tiny is finding kills. Same goes for CM
Yeah.
Tusk, you know, they kind of complement each other that way. CM is good, decent at pushing our ways, with more levels, of course. And Tusk wants to find kills.
It's working out. And I mean, for now, the
For
farm
who?
is starting to come online for more of these
It's
heroes.
working out more for the A and the Tiny now. A is so
At
rich.
the moment, yes. I'm just curious how like the Darkseer slots into this, right? Because Noob almost has the full Helm of the Overlord ready to go. Makoto's about to level up significantly.
Yeah, I
as he
mean, you would
finishes
think with
farming
all
up
those
the
aura
Fuel.
items, when the AA would just buy a catch item like Aura of Aethos, right, instead of the Solar.
RP down bottom. Ghost, he continues to just tank the brunt of the focus now from Talon Esports. Ice Blast is coming down
He has
bottom.
nowhere,
but
he
it's
just
not
has
gonna
nowhere to go. He can only
No,
sit
exactly.
because the Beast is farming the Ancients. A is farming mid, so if nothing's happening, the Swan is going to get pressured, you know. So this is just how things are happening right now for Team Nigma. They're gonna have to try to make some space, you know, for the next couple of minutes. You know, they need to give the Swan some time to farm.
Yeah, Ghost is pretty far behind now. His mid Darkseer did not gank the bottom lane, but this is a very nice push now.
Yep, you know, you have a mid Darkseer, you know. Sometimes just I have a mid Darkseer, and you just have to accept that the mid Darkseer is gonna get creeps.
Yeah, and again, I get it. It's just, I guess, maybe, I don't know what I was expecting, but it's okay. Noob, he's almost finished farming now. Helm of the Overlord delivered as soon as his courier could actually catch up to him. These
Time for
Guardian
some
Greaves
action.
about to be delivered as well by onto Sumail. These are two big items, along with a Solar Crest for GH. These are very significant items here. We might just find a fight down bottom.
Yep, almost waiting for Natsumi. Very, very close to catching him. We're gonna run into some Magnus.
Oh, Ice
Casual
Blast.
Magnus.
This might be perfect. It is, but can I actually catch him? Oh, through the gate. Noob. Just needs to destroy some trees. Finds his man. Has the roar ready to
Oh,
go
GH in
alongside the
trouble.
Ancient Thunderhide. And that is going to be a kill for Noob.
Yeah, they got GH as well. This is a big kill. He's pretty rich, like we just mentioned.
Dire
Who's getting the last hit? Cuckoo, just take the last hit. God damn it. You're Cuckoo. If you take the last hit, your teammates are not gonna ask anything. No questions, you know.
Yes, boss.
Captain.
Cool.
Captain.
Yes, boss.
You can have the kill. No questions asked. No pinging. No item mark
No
for sale.
pinging. Right. That's right. No item mark for sale. Not on this team. Not on this team. If you do, then you're going to see a grab food order notification. Pizza is on the way.
Radiant are scanning.
Man, I
Oh,
love
no
it,
smoke
man.
in here.
Item mark for sale and you can ping it.
They are ready to go now. Ooh, Omar trying to TP away. They let him go. If you let him go there, looking for a bigger fish. Really unable to find much of else. As even Sumail's going to be able to escape. What's his next item? Just Blink Dagger? Is he just basically an offlaner in the mid lane?
How about Shivas? I think it might be considering Shivas.
I like a Shiva's. I
Yeah,
like a
Shiva's
Shiva's
nice.
actually.
With the tiny plus all the iron shell damage, oh, that feels like a dream. A pipe dream, you know? Shivas got Guardian Greaves, Meat
Yeah.
Ducks here.
Is under attack.
Tiny still needs this. Tiny still needs this. This Blink Dagger though. He's still 1,000 gold away. I mean, GH is so farmed though. He's got a full Solar Crest. I guess he's as farmed as Cuckoo is. We'll see how things get going here. Brewing up for a fight. One that Talon's not very eager to take, but this could result in Nigma getting control over this Tormentor.
Coming over for the Tormentor. Who wants the shard? Oh, GH wants the shard. Be so nice.
Oh, we'll start that right up.
Oh, let's see. I always tell you, you should be able to choose who gets the shot. Okay, no need.
No.
GH gets the shot. No choice needed.
That's all good. And then you always see teams do this. They always immediately move to the opposite side of the map, generally taking the Twin Gate, and off we go, sweeping through the enemy jungle.
Oh, generally, you see one team get Roche and the other team get Tormentor.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Maybe a bit early to Roche, right? I mean, with tag team, it could be doable. Alongside the Magnus,
he does have
who's
4
going straight
points.
horn toss.
4 points in tag team here. But, okay, the team that gets Tormentor takes the gate down and gets the Roche as well.
And they're just gonna Roche? Doesn't seem
How
right.
can this be allowed to happen?
Even without an Ag Scepter on the beast, huh? Just the mid dark, so you're tanking it.
Why are they allowing this to happen? Are they actually that weak that they feel like they can't fight at all?
Maybe they're right. Maybe these auras are too strong.
Yeah, actually true. That's a fair point.
Is under attack. Radiant
And you need BKB on your monkey to fight. BKB on your... Magnus is going on toss, so like you already said.
Here we go. Omar, who needs a blink when you can just surge in? Unfortunately, he misses the avalanche. Nice
Whose
blast
fault
there
is that?
for his... I'm not gonna find much.
Sumel says I should have vacuum, you know, search myself and vacuum.
Does he have vacuum? He does. It's max now, actually. 3 points, or sorry, only 2 points on the surge. Oh, what did he buy? Was
Vanguard.
it just blink?
He
Oh,
bought Vanguard.
Vanguard.
So he's going Crimson? This is so not like Sumel, you know. Alright.
Who is this? Check his PC. Who is this player? Careful here, Cuckoo. He's been caught. Wow, they roared him. He's got no chance out
Remember
of that
some
one.
time ago we had a mid player that buys aura items, that plays like offlaner?
In C?
No, just in general, Dota player.
I can't say I do. Can you give me a hint?
Well, the person closest to that is Fata. He plays support from mid. Remember, he buys Mac all the time on his troll, on his raid. You tell me you don't remember that?
I
Mid
don't think I
Razor
do.
buying Mac first item.
Oh wait, I think I do. When he went for the Greaves.
top tower is under
No, I don't know if he actually buying Greaves. I remember the Mac. Mid lane.
Okay, Hold on. Initiation. Oh, I forgot Ghost was in this game, such as the just amount of insanity. Sumail, he's dropped down the wall of replica, but it's Ghost who's going to bit of harm's way. Makoto turning back, trying to make sure he can save Cuckoo as they skewer him away from the team into the hands of Makoto. What a kill there onto Ghost. He can just find no support. He finds no luck as they once again will look for a kill. Omar, he gets a toss, but only back onto the wall of replica illusions. Natsumi considering dropping the Wukong Span will do so now as they open up onto Noob. Noob, he's got no way off of the high ground here. He's 300 gold short of the drums of Slum as Sumail throws down a vacuum from the low ground. It's pretty good, but there's just absolutely no follow-up. So Talon, they take a very awkward fight quite handily.
Yeah, Nigma kind of forced it a little bit too much, but then again, maybe they would have just had a very clean fight if they landed the vacuum, the vacuum into Ice Blast. I can't believe I'm saying. I mean, I think he even cast his Ice Blast a lot further behind because he expected the vacuum to come and the vacuum didn't come. You remember how awkward the Ice Blast looked when he actually used it? It's because he expected the vacuum to come. That's why it looked so weird. And then he came late. Or he missed it. I don't remember.
Let's see, is it?
Oh yeah. And then the Sven was stuck in a wall, and then there's a freezing field. He's so sad, you know. He just dies.
Yeah,
And the Beastmaster is like, I gotta avenge my fallen comrade. I'm running up a high ground, even though I know Kuroki at the end of the game will be telling, how many times do I need to tell you, do not run up the high ground with no vision.
Oh, WS. Okay, they hit the roar. This would be a big kill, actually. He's got this Ag Scepter, and he is just going to be blitzed down by Noob, who now has the drums of Swamp. I mean, that last fight would have looked so much better if Noob... Wait, hold on. Is this like the sickest timing draft of all time?
Alright, meanwhile,
I think
Mikoto... Oh, he's actually alive because of the Essence Ring.
That he is. Omar's giving chase, as is Ghost. Ghost with the Blink Dagger at the ready in a second. Cuckoo, he will live. But this 2-2 tower, I think, is very quickly going to become the next objective for Enigma Galaxy. Aegis or not, this timing does not wait for anyone.
Yeah, Ghost is like, I'm done, I'm back to farming, you know. You guys can hit the tower. I've already done my job.
He's the insurance policy, you know?
So the Swen's the insurance policy, so who buys the policy? Darkseer bought the policy?
Darkseer, yeah, Darkseer is investing. Yeah, he's investing in his team's future.
He needs someone else to do it.
I mean, look,
he needs to
look,
retire.
the Guardian Greaves.
No.
Look,
Minute 35, the Darkseer retires because he expires. You know, he doesn't have enough in a tank to carry the game. So he goes home to rest, and the Sven has to come out.
Yeah, he needs that gap coverage, you know. Ooh, good blink away from Omar. Very, very good blink away. And then, yeah, I mean, Ghost, he's recovering, man. I mean, it's a Sven. Sven's
he
doing
blinks
his own
away
thing.
but
He's
still
farming.
dies.
It's a good catch. Omar, I mean, look, he's basically left behind to break the smoke on purpose. He's doing his job. Is that an Hex Scepter finish now for Natsumi? Indeed, it is. So he is really going to scale. Not only is he already ahead of the Sven, but with the Battle Fury and the Ag Scepter, this will really accelerate his game.
A backstep. The Beast has had enough. He's bringing GH over with his 2 balls. We don't need the vacuum for the Ice Blast to land. We just need a Raw. Oh no!
They find the catch on the stun. That's going to be a really big Ice Blast. That's good enough for the kill on Makoto. Snowball save doesn't come in time. Sumail and company, they're just running into the Wukong's command as WS hits a 4-man Ravage. Where's the damage? Cuckoo in the freezing field is doing nothing. And then the rest of his team is going to die.
That fight did not look like it was going to go well for Nigma Galaxy.
They get 4-man RP and they still win the fight. I think it's the auras. They're too good. Omar at the toss to collect the kill and close out the fight as the insurance policy comes through. And just as it was written, as it was foretold by Nigma Galaxy, a full team wipe at the 22-minute mark.
They just didn't
Look
have
at this.
damage, you know. They just lacked like some... They must have lacked like some small little damage. They could have just killed them all. 4-man RP and then what spells? Did they miss any spell?
Cuckoo just sets up the the freezing field is doing nothing.
He's so far away.
Maybe he.
Oh my god. Cuckoo. That was the moment you should not have feared death, Cuckoo. You should have
Oh,
brought
no,
death
now-
together with your opponent.
Noob, vacuum on a 2. Hold on, they reset the fight. Makoto, he's just dead. And once again, the snowball doesn't come in time. And
Alright,
Jokum's going to be killed
The
off.
snowball has just begun. Or
Oh,
the snowball has already begun.
Is this the game?
I mean, this is just, what, at least one lane? Look at their heroes with the auras. They're gonna kill the base quickly. Oh my, that went from 0 to 100 so quickly. It was like a soap opera. We were discussing about how Sven got abandoned, you know, by his teammates. And then all of a sudden, we're in a racetrack, you know,
believe
running
it.
away with the game.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
I just can't believe it. What a game.
Yeah, just
Enigma
really the
Galaxy.
power of the auras, you know, coming together with the beast, the Darkseer. And the Sven, even though he's poor, he just needed to land a stun, you know, with the vacuum or something, you know, to win the team fight.
That's like one of the earliest lanes of barracks I think we've ever seen. Nigma's up 11k. 18 to 14 does not tell the story of this game at all. Noob
Nope.
is the strongest
The numbers
hero in this
lie,
game
Richie.
by Nar.
The numbers do not tell the story, for sure. I mean, what's happening nowadays with Dota, yeah? People are playing carry from the off lane, the safe laner is the off laner, the mid laner is the off laner, the mid laner
Your
is
mid
the
laner's
carry.
rushing back.
I mean, Talon
Pretty
likes to play
soon-
carry from the mid lane, you know, like Mikoto TA, and then now the person you expect the least to come from, you know. Sumail playing the
Right.
off lane from mid?
Right. This used to be the guy where, you know, during TI5, one person would show up, a support would leave mid, or sorry, a support would leave their lane for 2 seconds, and Sumail would spam ping so that the TPs would come through. Now he's building mechanism. That's growth. If he can do it, you can too. Cuckoo, he is about to be, I mean, absolutely just don't even look. Rough kill there. And Ghost, I think he's online now. Jokum. All response here, doesn't have any ice shards, trying to juke him around in the trees. Omar just standing there menacingly as Ghost lets loose into him, and Omar, unfortunately, a little bit too slow there on the avalanche. He will live.
Yeah, Kuku probably wishing that he should have picked Venomancer for himself, you know, and avoided all this mess. I could have just done everything on my own with the jungling Venom. Why do I have to pick CM and endure this suffering? Do you know how much CM has to suffer in games like this when you
Yeah.
can't do anything, when you can't fight? And you don't
It's tough.
you don't really have the ability to go out and farm, you know, put your shard down, your clone, and then clear out waves, you know. You're just stuck in your base.
Yeah. You just have to frostbite a creep. And then before you get the last hit on
Yeah,
it,
this is it.
Noob just
Kuku has had
dominates another
enough,
creep.
Richie. Kuku is leading the
Oh.
charge. He clicks the
smoke, yeah.
smoke, he pings the smoke, he tells everyone to come to him. This is it.
What is Natsumi? Natsumi's got a BKB. This is pretty big. This is a really big time. If they can hit another 4-man RP
Oh,
and
no.
manage
Agent
to have
Omar,
follow-up damage.
He is the professional smoke breaker.
Wait, hold on. It's coming. Team fight here. Omar breaks the smoke. Vision set up now again by Talon. Omar, they're going to make the jump onto him, but they're just jumping into the Ice Blast. WS is going to get hit. Mid-skewer.
Oh, vacuum!
Vacuum! Oh, no. The snowball save in time, though, but set up for the RP. It's a disaster, Nigma Galaxy. Noob just ran them over.
That was Symphony of Fails or Symphony of Spells.
What's going on? Natsumi's just...
He's alone. He's
fighting
alone. That's
versus-
what's going on.
He's gonna get
Sven
taken
wasn't
down.
the abandoned child. Natsumi and the Monkey King. He was the true abandoned child. His team just disappeared, leaving a monkey. all
GG,
alone.
that's it! Oh my god, they got beat. The Talon Esports get taken down by the Sumail mid Darkseer. And it just completely owned them.
And never in 100 years I would expect to see Sumail playing mid buying auras. Hey, you know, he got the win, you know, doesn't matter what he does.